here, kind of in the dark. It says it's 9:28. I think I forgot to adjust this for daylight savings time. Yeah. It's actually 10:28, but whatever. Trying to get some of this nonsense cleared up. I've just had projects piled up in here for so long that I think it's probably high time I go through some of them. And yes, somebody's going to point out the Macintosh Plus. It'll have its time in the limelight. That time is not now, though. I have some repairs I need to do to a peripheral that I had picked up for it before I do anything with that. But what we're going to look at today is this thing that's buried underneath all this junk. So let me unbury it, and then we'll see what we've got. Of course, normally I'd probably be able to work on it right there, but look at this. This is ridiculous. I have no space with which to work now because somebody, I guess, needs like 3 feet of space. Well, it's probably more like 2.5 feet, but you know, you get the point. Who the hell needs that much space to get out of the car? Unless you're 600 pounds. Now, that's crazy. I don't know what that was. Probably a bat getting ready to smash through the window or something. But yeah, that's ridiculous. So, if I were feeling ornery, I'd move it, but no, I don't really feel like moving it. So, I've cleared up some room at the back there, so I guess I'm just going to do the work there. I suppose the upside to working on it over here is that there's a little bit more lighting, but not that much. People got a fixation with complaining about the lighting in my videos, which really, honestly, after the first 10,000 comments, you would have thought that if I cared, I would have done something about it. Guess not. Not to these people, anyway. You know, I could bring it inside. Oh yeah, I could take this thing inside, but what's the point of bringing it inside when it's just going to go out into storage as soon as I'm done shooting this video anyway? It's not something that I'm going to put to any kind of practical use. It is pretty nice. Actually, it's very nice. This is actually an NZXT case. I was kind of surprised to see that. But, yeah, NZXT. It's a pretty old one. Honestly, it's kind of flimsy. I'm surprised at how flimsy this is for an NZXT case. Here's the receipt. But, trying to deal with mosquitoes here. Let me get this case out of the way. The fan's not plugged in on the side. I think it's an LED fan. Probably an LED fan. They didn't leave me any of the drives, which is interesting. They didn't just take out the hard drive, they took out the optical drive too. So that's a little unfortunate. I guess this is going to need to get an optical drive. They also took out all the cards, but I don't think the thrift store had anything to do with that. Let's get some lighting here, because again, people will complain if I don't. Try and get some good lighting. But I don't know how I'm going to do that. So this appears to have been mostly torn apart, actually. And it's got this breakout at the back, which I believe is what? Oh, it's a FireWire and an eSATA. And it's a 4-pin FireWire. It's kind of odd to see on a desktop. I might have to put a video card in this. This is an Asus P5Q motherboard. I'm wondering if I'm going to put a video card. I know I'll have to put some memory, because it doesn't have any of that in it. And I'll have to paste the CPU up, because somebody pulled that off. I don't even know if that was ever pasted, honestly. So, yeah, so this is going to need some memory. It's probably DDR2, if I had to guess. That CPU down there is actually pretty decent, which is the only reason why I even bothered picking this up. I'm not sure how well you can read that, but that is actually a Core 2 Quad Q9550, which was one step below the best Core 2 Quad that you could get for the platform. Oh, sure, you could get some Extreme Editions, but I am certainly of the opinion that the Extreme Edition was not much better. It was basically just marketing, you know what. So, anyway, pretty standard otherwise. What's that card on the bottom? Is that a modem? Yeah, that's a modem, so that can come out of there. So I'll have to get some slot covers. I'll have to get maybe a video card. Does this have onboard video? No, so I'm going to have to get a video card, which is a little unfortunate. And I might actually put the brakes on anything that I'd ever actually do with this, because I don't know if I've got a decent video card out here that's PCI Express that I can actually use in this. But I'll see what I can find. Okay, here's what we've got. I've installed the heatsink, as you can see, but that heatsink is junk. One of the 4 pegs is broken, and I probably broke one of the other ones too while I was trying to put it on there, because that did not go back on cleanly. So that is a non-starter, and if I want to do anything with this, I'm going to probably have to replace that heatsink. That video card, I'm pretty sure it's toast. It was given to me by Weasel 2 HTM several years ago. There's some rust on the contacts. I tried to clean that up as best as I can. The fan is missing a blade. I think I've tried it before and it didn't do anything, so I don't hold out too much hope for that. The front panel stuff was unplugged, but I plugged that back in. That's not a big deal. I put some RAM in there. It's nothing particularly great. It's just like PC2 6400 or whatever. That's just been laying around, so let me get this thing propped up over there, plug it all in, and we'll see if it actually does anything at all. There it is, plugged in. You ready for it to explode in my face? That's probably what it will do. Oh yeah, by the way, here's what I paid for it. Like a month ago. It's about $24 too much, in my opinion. Here it goes. Saw the lights on the keyboard flicker. Let's see if any of this front panel stuff is remotely close to hooked up properly. It had the connections all on that little... Some of these Asus boards come with a little block that makes it easy to plug in the front panel. They were all on that. This does have a speaker, so hopefully if there's a problem it'll tell me. Now, it's so far doing nothing. So... Didn't see any reaction from the keyboard. Not even when I probably hit the reset, I'm sure. I think I plugged the CPU fan back in. Oh, it just turned off. Okay. And now it's back on again. Is it going to do anything else? Or is that it? Well, that's kind of pathetic, really. Holy crap, it actually works. That sounds awful, but whatever. I had some problem with the memory, so I had to change that out. I don't know why. There's no reason for it not to have worked. I want to see what the hardware monitor says. This mosquito would go away. I don't know why it won't. It's just being stupid. What does the hardware monitor say that the CPU temperature is? Yeah, that's not really working. That's not really working at all. So, I'm unsurprised. I'm not even going to really give this thing anything else. I might give it a hard drive. Lord knows I've got like a million of them sitting around. So, but I might not even do that much. Not convinced I'm going to keep this. Yeah, I'm really not convinced. If I run mem test on this, it's just going to blow up in like 5 seconds. And there it is, 2.83 gigahertz. 2 gigs of RAM. With that crappy video card in it. So, well, that's a start. I'll see if I can maybe find like a hard drive or something. Sitting out here in all this mess. It's not going to do anything else otherwise. I'll give it something to do. Or maybe I just won't, because I really just, right now, it's 11 o'clock. I think I'm probably done, so. There you go. There's your crappy PC, round like 55. Look at this power supply, too. Thermal take, pure power 500. Yeah, it's probably about a 50-watt power supply if I had to guess. So, kind of amazing it runs this even. But, I guess I'll put the screws in that video card, and maybe we'll look at this in a future video. I don't know, I've got too many projects sitting around, so that's probably going to just go straight out to storage after I put the cover back on, and I'll revisit it at a later date. Probably several years from now, after I've forgotten that it exists, go through the storage unit and, hey, look, I have a computer here. That's probably what'll happen with a lot of things, but, you know, I guess it made a video subject at the time, so